It's September 26, 2021. Welcome back. The electric skateboard came in. I got it. It arrived. And honestly, I don't even think I could describe it as a skateboard. I think it is a vehicle. Like, it's not motorized, it's electric, but goddamn, it is a vehicle. It's like super sturdy. It's got, they're not even wheels. You know, when you think of a skateboard, you think like, oh, it has wheels and trucks and shit. That has tires. Like, I could take this thing to a Goodyear and they would have to put it on that, what is that, that giant bar that pushes the cars above their heads. Like, this shit is really heavy duty and it's legit as fuck. And it's a lot of fun to ride. But there are downsides. As with all good things come negative things. Yin and yang. Buddhism, Buddhism, Buddhism. Avatar The Last Airbender. So I didn't realize it was going to be as heavy as it actually is. Like, the whole, like, the concept of the skateboard, to me, what makes the skateboard cool is that the idea is that it's compact, it's small, it's easy to take inside of places and just kind of carry around with you. This thing is fucking heavy and it's like flashy looking. Aaliyah's freaking out. Fuck. No, we're good. Sorry, it looked like someone was opening the back door. All right. Yeah, I'm good. Aaliyah's got me sketched out. She's doing that dog thing. You know how dogs can, they know when like earthquakes are happening? Or they can sense when like a fire alarm is going to go off or whatever. She's got that vibe going on. Anyway, the skateboard. Yeah, is I can take it to places like work because, you know, I'm going to put it in a classroom or behind a desk or whatever, but there's no fucking way I would take this to an open mic, especially not a Southside open mic. I get robbed on the way there. I get robbed for my vehicle. I get skateboard jacked on the way to an open mic, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the electric skateboard for very specific occasions and situations. Then I got a regular longboard, which I'll probably use for open mics and nearby things. And then I got my feet holes. And I got the car for like groceries and shit, or for really far distances. So, you know, I'm adapting, but the skateboard's here, and yeah, I'm trying to appreciate it for what it is, and yeah, it's good. Monday, Meatball Mondays. So, like I've been saying, I want to hit more Southside mics. I need to build that skill, and so I you know, I just looked some shit up on Instagram and I found this mic, or what was presented as a mic called Meatball Mondays. Every Monday, it goes on. And I went down there and I drove down there. And that was probably, that area was hands down the sketchiest part of Chicago I've been to. They're just like, just in the middle of the street, groups of dudes standing. Sorry, I don't know what the fuck's going on with my neighbor. See, this is why in the city you don't make friends with people. I don't know what that guy's doing. Maybe he's chopping up dead bodies. Maybe he's watching Big Bang Theory, which would be way worse. Ugh. Anyway, Meatball Mondays. So I get there and it's like a sketchy ass area. Real sketchy, to the point where parking is easy to find because nobody gives a shit. And I walk in, and it's a ballroom. If you saw the pictures on my Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. It's fucking huge. There were chandeliers, and there were tablecloths, and a giant bar, and staff. They had staff. It was crazy. Oh, hold up. I'm hearing, what the fuck is going on? Someone's outlet blew. This is how, by the way, this is how close you are to people in your apartment. Like, I can hear this conversation at full volume for me. I'm sure you can't hear it. They can probably hear me commenting on what they're talking about. Yeah, I hear my neighbors beat their kids every day and yell at them in Spanish and shit. That's how I'm gonna work. That's how I'm gonna learn Spanish. I'm only gonna learn words that involve abuse of children. Oh, they're good. Anyway, so I get to the place and there's like a security guard there or whatever, and I go up to the host. I was just like, hey, I was looking to sign up for an open mic, and he was like, where are you from? I said, I'm from California, and he said something like, he didn't want to book local guys or something about local guys, and so he had me open for a show. Shit was not an open mic; it was a show. It was a legitimate show. People paid, and they got dressed up, and they got dressed up in matching clothes and shit. They put their best chains on, their glossiest earrings, and they came out to see a fucking show, which was intimidating to say the least. And so I get there on time, which means I'm way too fucking early. And I ended up sitting there for like an hour and a half. From now on, anytime I go to the South Side, I'm going late. I'm going late relative to whatever the fuck it says on the flyer, because that shit never starts on time. So I'm sitting there or whatever, and then I meet the host. I guess he was supposed to be the headliner. He ended up hosting. I want to get his name right because I know it starts with Johnson, but he's got like got a cool name. Everyone's got nicknames and shit. Like, oh, that's right. It was Spunky Robinson. That was his name, Spunky Robinson. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not his birth name. I don't think his mom was like, you know what, baby, this child was pushing and kicking in my belly. I'm gonna call him Spunky. I really hope that his mom and or dad was a really big fan of Doug growing up. They're like, it's the only white boy I trust. Him and Skeeter, they best friends. Let's name our son after Spunky, the dog. No, that's Pork Chop. No, Pork Chop is who's Spunky? That's Rocco's Modern Life. Sorry, I'm mixing up my Nicktoons. My Nicktoon references. This is the dumbest goddamn podcast. Anyway, so I'm sitting there and people are starting to come in, and I met the host a few times. Like I met Spunky a few times, and like met him. Like I shook his hand or whatever, and we kind of continued to reconnect throughout waiting for the show or whatever. And I was sitting there, and he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey man, you nervous?" I was like, "Yeah." How could you tell? He said, "Your eyes look wide as fuck right now." Yeah, apparently, when you don't realize you have a tell of nerve. You don't even realize that you're shaking your leg to the point of creating like friction. There's like heat below your feet. That's how much you're shaking your leg, and you're fidgeting around and shit. Or you just can't look relaxed. That's how I felt. People started slowly coming in. And this show was eye-opening and helpful in a lot of ways. This show was exactly why I came out here, to see consistently see live in person comics with a higher pedigree do their work. Because there's only so much that someone can describe on it. You watch videos. There's only so many videos you can watch to understand, or somebody can try to explain it. Like you really have to be there and experience it to understand the feeling and to really learn something. And so Spunky goes out there, and first off, real cool dude. He said, "Don't worry, man, I got you. I'm gonna give you an easy layup, like alley oop. Like I'm gonna pass the shit right off to you. You're gonna be fine. Yada yada. Whoop-de whoop-de whoop whoop whoop." And he was real cool. He was really cool about it, which was appreciated. He goes out there, and the audience was giving him fucking nothing. Like I think I would say there was the host opener. That was the opener. There was a feature, and and the headliner, maybe two feature. I think it was just one feature though. Then the headliner, and everyone's job. Comedy's hard. Comedy's difficult, but and everyone's job is difficult in different ways. But the host job looked especially hard because he gets out there and they're not warmed up. I can see why an audience needs to be warmed up. Like at sitcoms, they got the fluffer comic who comes out and is like, "Hey guys, give us energy, waka waka waka." Like I get why you do that because the audience just don't give a fuck. It's crazy. So they're giving him nothing, and he just didn't waver. He didn't seem phased by anything. It was really impressive. And over time, like he just slowly started to massage them into enjoying whatever the fuck he was saying. And it was really impressive. And as the show went on and more people started funneling in, his laughs got bigger and the wave got bigger for him. Every time he went out to segue another comic. It was really impressive. And then I went up and I think I did, well, I guess you're really your harshest critic. I think I did fine. Like I didn't bomb. I definitely didn't bomb. I was serviceable. For me, I was serviceable to open the show. It's like, all right, I'm here to dance around and keep these people mildly engaged while they drink and wait for the person they actually want to see. And so I get up there, I'm doing my thing or whatever, and I learned the importance of why you do that crowd work, why you have to build that rapport. So in the North Side, I know I keep comparing North Side and South Side because they're just so starkly different. North Side, that you get 4 minutes, 3, 4, 5-ish minutes, and I'm still leaning into my looser way of going about things, so that time goes by pretty quickly without me using all my jokes for the most part. But I can see why comics out here they get to it. They're like, all right, joke, 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 joke. Joke, 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 joke. Southside, so far, every time I've been out there, you get like 10 minutes. You get a lot of time to really feel out the room and to try to get the audience on your side. And I can see the importance of that. I can see the importance of building that rapport. Because I did it a little bit. I still have this issue of starting and then bailing. Rather than really digging into an idea or a riff. But yeah, I can just, I'm going to have to do the shit on stage more. I wish I was able to record this right after because I would have had way more to say, but that is something really important. I'm not even going to call it crowd work anymore. I think I might call it building rapport. It's rapport building. You need them to think that you're funny before you start saying your jokes. So that was cool. And then the feature went up and then the headliner went up, and that guy right out the gate was rapport building. He comes out immediately. It's a wireless mic. He immediately goes into the crowd and is just fucking snapping on people. Quick firecrackers. Just pop, 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 joke, joke, joke. You wearing a wig? Look at you, weave, bitch. You old? Your hair's gray, whatever the fuck. Like he's just going off really fast. The audience is with him. He brings all this energy. They're with him. What the fuck was his name too? Yeah, the dude just came out, guns a-blazing, just not even giving them a second to be bored. In the very beginning, he just comes out with haymakers and he's riffing and he's got all this energy. And then as his set goes on, I noticed that God damn it. try to find. I want to find his name. Either way, as his set went on, guest host Smokey Robinson. God damn it, where is it? It's. Oh wait, there it is. There it is. There it is. Hold up. This dude, I think he's from Rifleman. No, it wasn't Rifleman. Why does everyone got cool ass nickname? I'm Rifleman. Oh, my name's Corn Cob and shit. Like everyone got cool nicknames but me. What the fuck, man? I know I looked this dude up too. Shit. Anyway, he gets out there and he just goes in, like immediately goes in, and then as his set went on, he slowed it down. Like in the beginning of his set was just nothing but rapid fire. Mike Samp. Found him. Mike Samp. This is the dude that I'm talking about. Mike Samp. So goes out there and just crowd work. He's riffing. He's got all this high energy. And then he kind of molds that energy and he controls it. It wasn't like a big spikes and then dips. It was like it was very controlled dance that he had with the energy of the audience. Because then after he was riffing or whatever, and then he was getting into the meat of his set, where I could tell, like, okay, he's written this. He's hiding it very well. He's doing his verbal sleight of hand beautifully, where the audience, I'd imagine, can't pick up on the difference between him riffing and making stuff up and doing crowd work and him and his actual material. And, you know, there were these lull points that the audience was quiet and they were just paying attention. Like in my set, there were points where the audience was quiet and they were not paying attention, or at least not enough of them for me to feel that energy. All of them were engaged. They were all quiet and they were paying attention. They were focused. No one was on their phone. No one was picking their teeth. None of that shit. They were really invested in what he was saying. And then I could see it wobble a little bit. Like I could see them starting to lose focus. And then when that happened, I could also see him switch from material to riffing and interacting with the audience and keeping them engaged. It's like, I'm substitute teaching now. If a kid's falling asleep, I don't keep doing my little lecture and talk about the packet. I wake the kid up. I flick his ear or whatever. And I'm like, hey, wake up. All right, back to the lesson. It was really interesting to watch, to see that type of skill. And I saw that from the host as well. They were able to read the audience while performing and adjust and shift to whatever was necessary for the situation. And it was just crazy. It was crazy. So that's, Spunky Robinson and Mike Samp. God damn. Okay. So you are your own harshest critic. So I was like fine. I was proud of myself for getting through something like that. It was not an easy room to do. The audience wasn't filled and like they're all scattered as early on in the show. They clearly don't have that type of respect for me that they had for Mike Samp. As soon as this motherfucker came out, they came to see him clearly. And so I gotta build that rapport, and I needed to interact with the audience more. They love that shit out here. That's North and South Side. Like every time I go to places with real people, they live for you pointing them out and talking about them and having a back and forth, and it really keeps them engaged. I think what it does is it puts the rest of the audience a little on edge because they're waiting to see, am I going to be spoken to next? So I think that's part of it. I also learned that my black material doesn't hit the same down there, and I think I know why. I have a theory. For me, so like comedy works best when you build tension and then you release the tension. You build the tension till a fever pitch, and then pop, you get your punchline, everyone laughs, the tension's released, and you build again, you release. And on the north side, when I do shows and everyone is white and usually liberal and young, there is an inherent tension when I get on stage. I don't think they realize it, which I find hilarious. Like, this is a group of these are the same youngsters that are like ACAB, and they want to wear black bandanas and shit, and throw Molotov cocktails. Like, that's the same energy they got going on. And yet, when I'm on stage, when the first and only black person gets on stage, there's this uneasy feeling you get from them. and so when I say jokes or whatever involving, when I have a joke that says it goes like, I grew out my hair to figure out which white people I trust. That's all it is. And depending on the vibe of the room, I switch up how I say that, but that's essentially what I say. And when it's all white, and especially not comics, when it's like regular audience members, and I say that, oh, do they laugh? Tee-hee, tee-hee. They love that shit. They love it. Because it's acknowledging this tension that they all seem to have. But when I said it in Meatball Mondays, it wasn't that that's not even really a joke. It's more like a premise. But it was more that they just understood what I was saying. It wasn't as funny to them as it was fucking, yeah, obviously. and I don't know. I'm gonna have to keep going down there and adjust that and figure out how to get them on my side. They felt, there was one, I at some point I was like, anybody else here grow up around all white people? Dead silent, except for one very light-skinned lady in the front who was cracking the fuck up. Oh, she loved me. She was so happy that I was saying the things I was saying, and that makes me feel good. There's almost a little bit of pride I take in that the entire audience is like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. And that one person is so appreciative of what I'm saying. And so I gotta figure out how to make these people connect with me. And it's gonna take practice and time, but yeah, there's a disconnect there. So on the north side, it's easy to build that tension because they're already on edge because I'm black and it's simple. South side, I'm gonna have to take a new angle at it. I'm not gonna completely change my material. I'm not gonna change my voice, but I do need to improve building that rapport. So that's what I learned from that. I feel like worst critic. God damn, the ADHD. You're on your worst critic. So when I got off, the host was like, good job, man. Yeah, man, you handled that really well. He said, good job. Another comic that I saw at, I think it was the Red Room. I can't remember his name. He's got like a big beard. He came in, he said, hey, man, you're real funny. Good job. Some audience members said, good job. The producer, Mike, he's like, hey, man, it was great. Did great. And all of that felt amazing. I was still hard on myself. I was still frustrated with not building that rapport and fucking up where I fucked up. But if it wasn't for working out in Riverside in the IE for the past 5 years and talking with KJ, and working with him, if it wasn't for that, and if I went in that room, I'd have been eaten alive. It's a goddamn lion's den, and I was just a big slab of California meat in front of them. But I think I even said this before, but every time I go into these rooms, they don't seem to find me all that hilarious, but they seem to have respect for me, and they seem to view me as Scrappy. Not the character from Scooby-Doo. That would be really insulting to me as a person. But Scrappy in the sense that, like, they can tell I'm young and I'm hungry. Man, god damn, that was a really helpful show. I learned I'm young. like I'm 30 and I started later, and I started later in the sense that I took it seriously far later in my life than I would have preferred. But I'm seeing these guys go up, the headliners and the hosts and the guys who are doing this as a living, and they're older guys. They're like late 30s, early 40s. It seems like, and I've had this issue with rushing and not staying present, not enjoying the moment, all that stuff, and it is really hitting that like this is a marathon. Got to remind myself. I was talking to Zero about this. Like this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. It's going to take a very long time, and I have to accept that. And I think I'm as the days go by, I'm getting closer to accepting that far more. And having a job where I'm not miserable all day and angry and like on edge also helps. Kids are annoying, but it's nothing like being an interpreter. So yeah, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from Meatball Mondays, and I'm not going to go back there until I have far more material because I think there are regulars there, and I don't want to make an ass of myself. So yeah, and then I finished Dragon Ball Super. What time we at? Oh fuck me. Okay, we're good. I only got 1 bar left on the battery. Hopefully it doesn't die. I finished Dragon Ball Super, and I started watching King of the Hill. That show, not only does it hold up, I think it might be better under modern context. In fact, God, I only have 1 bar left, and I want to talk about something that happened at the Laugh Factory. I might save King of the Hill for later. So last night I hit this mic with Christian Royce and some other dudes that were there. And Christian was like, let's hang out he said LF. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? He was like, Laugh Factory, nigga. It's like, all right, Laugh Factory. So we hit this mic at an Annoyance Bar. It's a bucket mic. And like, there was a good 5 or 6 of us in a group. And only one of us got picked. Congratulations, Derek Strong. I hope your set went well. I'm sorry for leaving you there alone. We were all hanging out. We were having fun, making quips. This other dude was talking, like, hates New York. I was having a blast. And then the names got called, and the whole mood fucking shifted, and we all got bitter and angry. And we're all like, man, fuck this. Let's go drink and smoke. Get the fuck out of here. And then Derek is just having to sit there alone. So we Brian, that was his name. That was the other dude who is not a fan of New York. The dude's funny. He made a fuck, I don't want to, I'm digressing too much. Anyway, so we head over to the Laugh Factory, and there's this big long line. And I was like, all right, well, what are we gonna do, Christian? And he walks over, that's the doorman. He's like, sup? And then doorman's like, you with him? And I said, yeah. He's like, are you a comic? I said, yeah. And he said, all right. I was like, that's it? You're not gonna pat me down or check my ID? You're not gonna see if I have guns? You're not gonna take my money? No, I can just go in. I can just go into the green room because I'm a comic? For real? I didn't say all of that. I kept my cool. Put shades on, walked in slow motion, had Whitesnake playing in the background as I walked into the green room. They had chips, barbecued flavor. It was cool, man. Like, we go to the green room, we're hanging out, and I met this other comic who I'd been to one of his mics. I'm actually going to his mic tonight. His name is Tyler. I don't know his last name, but his name's Tyler. And so sitting talking with him, there's this other dude that I recognize. I'm going to get these names eventually, I swear. But there was this other comic that I had seen around hosting shit, and it was cool, man, to just hang out at the Laugh Factory. Just hang out in the green room, and it feels like, I don't feel like I'm necessarily ingrained or part of the community, but I do feel at best adjacent. I'm not picked last in kickball, Like I feel, it feels like, oh, that's what comics do. That's what being a comic in a city is. being able to go and hang out with people, and that theater, the Annoyance Theater, literally down the street from the Laugh Factory. They're all it's crazy. Like coming from, I'm realizing how suburban I've grown up, and being in the city is fucking awesome in that way. And being able to do that feels good. And I'm the whole being present. I'm just trying to take it in and appreciate that feeling, because I know 3 years from now, walking into the Laugh Factory is not going to mean shit to me. I'm gonna, keep hustling and grinding, and that's not gonna matter in the same way. But god damn it, does it feel good right now, and I just want to embrace that, I guess. So yeah, that's 30 minutes. I could have talked more. I really want to get on King of the Hill, but this battery's gonna die. All right, bye.